Monday. I feel incredibly ill, but I'm here, I'm picking up the props, and then I'm running to set.
Lift going down.
Okay, so I have got all the stuff, more stuff, on my way over.
We got free lunch.
So today wasn't great. You know, we made our day, we got shot when we needed to get shot, but I mean, on a personal level for me, I have a bit of a cold, and I've hurt my shoulder. I hurt my shoulder at work on Saturday, so I wasn't in a great mood anyway, and I will fully admit that. But there was a real giddiness on set all day that never really went away. And I think the biggest problem with that, people get giddy, that's fine. You know, people want to run around and have a good time, but nobody's putting their foot down about it. Eleanor's trying. Eleanor, RAD, who is just a godsend, and nothing would get done without her. And I genuinely mean that. Like, she is always on the ball. Like, obviously I've known her 3 years and I've never really seen her be authoritative before, but she's really, you know, she's quite a quiet person, but she has been putting the foot down and making sure everyone stays on schedule and everything. But aside from her, you know, Dan tries his best, but the problem is nobody really listens to him, and everyone else is just running around and having fun and being crazy, and it's incredibly frustrating when you just want to get things done and you want to move on. Yeah, today was a very frustrating day. But, you know, I don't like to just criticize, because on the other hand, even though it was incredibly frustrating for a lot of us to kind of wait for people to finish messing around so we could actually get some work done, we did get work done, and we did, you know, we got the scenes shot that needed to get shot. So, yeah, we shall see what happens tomorrow. For my part, tomorrow, I have it's the interview scenes, the last interview scenes. So I have got all the props ready for that. All the costumes the same, hair, makeup, that's all the same. So I've got that sorted. Then on Wednesday, basically I need to do the big food shop tomorrow evening after we wrap, because Wednesday morning we are shooting that big picnic lunch scene, so that all needs to be bought fresh tomorrow night. So I'm probably going to get John to give me a lift there after we wrap tomorrow, just because he has the car, and he's been very good, you know, helping out and sort of ferrying me around when I need ferrying. But yes, that was Monday. Hopefully Tuesday will be a little calmer. It is Tuesday, it's 8 AM, I'm on my way to set, it is raining, so, you know, all typical video project things. Today we are shooting the one-to-one interview scenes towards the end of the film, so we are in a meeting room for that. I'm gonna go grab the props, set it up, and we will film. Okay, so it is now 9 AM, and I'm only just now picking up the props and costumes. Basically yesterday I had to leave, like, basically as soon as we wrapped. So I gave all the keys to Roshan in India, so, you know, they could take care of them because we're on the team together. But they weren't called in today, so they gave the keys to Tom, and Tom left them at home. So, and I mean, that's, you know, I'm not going to slag them off because people forget things, and that's fine, that just happens. But the fact of the matter is we have now lost a lot of time because of it, so yay. But I'm just picking these up, I'll run them back to the SU, and then we are good to go. So today has been hellish. We haven't finished filming yet, but I've just popped over, because not needed, I've popped over to grab the rest of the props, because we won't be back here in the morning tomorrow.
7th floor.
It's Wednesday morning, it's just gone 7. I'm just waiting for Ross and George to get here, and then we are all piling into an Uber and going down to Media City, because I have behind me, oh, you can't see it, a bag full of costume props and now cake, and then this entire rucksack is full of food as well. So I'm bringing all of those down. Jess has the other costume bag. I haven't put my makeup on or anything just because I'm gonna do it down there to save time. So yeah, I'm just finishing my breakfast quickly. Hopefully the others will be here really soon. We'll hop in an Uber, we'll go down, and we will get shooting.
Actors, if you want to follow me. Same time, guys, so try not to come too forward to the streets and maybe try to or moldy cheese.
We all cannot
As I thought it was out.
So I am back in Adelphi. I am just returning all the padding and stuff that we used on Friday. I'm returning all that to costume because I haven't had a chance to bring it back to them since. But they've been very good about it. They're sweethearts in there. The shoot went well. I have more thoughts about it though. I'll say later. Hello, it is Saturday the 16th. I am currently editing the vlog for our last week of shooting, and I have just realized my entire last entry, like where I summed up our last day of filming and the process in general and all of that. It was very philosophical. It was wonderful. I've lost all that footage, which is excellent. So this is just a little summary of what we did on the last day. So the very last day of shooting was Thursday in the afternoon, but I wasn't called to any of those shoots. So my last day was on Wednesday. On Wednesday we were filming in The Botanist in Media City, and that was a really big shoot day props wise. It was the lunch scene, sort of picnic scene. Originally in the script it was going to be all outdoors. Thank goodness we didn't do that because the weather has been abysmal. It is still abysmal, it is pouring rain outside. So that is a scene I had been planning basically since day one, since I read the script, because it was so big props wise. Initially my thought was to sort of go to Lidl in the morning, get a load of pastries and things, but obviously because we started shooting so early that wasn't practical, so we had to do everything the night before. And John initially was gonna give me a lift and help me store things, and then he ended up not being able to do that, so I just, you know, had to struggle on, do it all myself, which ended up being fine. Got it all done. I took a massive big, like, I have a big like hiking rucksack, so I took that massive rucksack and literally piled it full of cakes and pastries and food and cheese and basically all the things that we needed. And then like sort of did the mile, 2 mile, however walk back home with it. It was very funny. Then on Wednesday morning, because I had so much stuff to take, I had costume bags, I had Jess had the props bag because she's wonderful and she was helping me out, but I had costume bags, I had all this food to take, I had some various other props that we hadn't used on other things but I was like providing myself. So I had a lot of stuff, so Georgia and Ross ended up walking to my house and then we got an Uber from mine to Media City. The traffic was absolutely horrendous. We ended up being quite late because there wasn't much we could do about it. There was some sort of like a wall had fallen down or something on Langley Way, so traffic was backed up all over the place. Fortunately we couldn't get into the Botanist until 9 and we'd been called for like 8. So I set up the table, made it look all pretty, got the, you know, the sign off from Tom going, yeah, this is what we want, looks great. And then my biggest job of the day was food continuity. Well, it's food continuity for the actors and also stopping cast and crew eating food. Because what I had done was, obviously, you know, things are getting eaten in the scene, you need backup so you can replace them. So I had put out a massive pile of food, but there was also all of the spare food. to, like, say there's parts where little French fancies are getting eaten, so I had like a whole extra box of French fancies to replace those, so that we could keep the continuity of the scene. And I had a whole extra bag of croissants and stuff like that, just so things could be replaced and fixed, you know. But I was desperately trying to keep those in my eye because I was also acting in the scene. So I was like sat at the table trying to act, trying to focus on my own continuity as an actor, and then all the other actors' continuity in terms of what they were eating, and also keep my eye on all the other food because I was murderous, and I got very cross with people because people were messing about. People were trying to sneak food, and I had to keep putting my foot down and go, I promise you'll get fed. I promise you can eat all this after we wrap and we are out of the botanist and we're safely back in the Media City campus because we had a room in there. Once we're in there, we're all having a picnic, we're all going to eat cake, it's all going to be great. But I swear to God, if you touch it now, I will murder you. And I was being very mean to people. And I mean, I feel like I shouldn't have had to have been so mean to people. I feel like people should have just, you know, not eaten the food when I asked them politely not to the first time. But we can't always have what we want. So I did. I got very mean and I got very cross with people. There's been a lot of times on this shoot where I have wanted to be strict, but it hasn't been my place to be the one that's strict because, you know, whatever was happening didn't involve me. So to get to have a valid reason to tell people to cop on, that was kind of delightful. And I know I shouldn't be happy to tell people off, but I've been so frustrated this whole time with people messing around that when they're finally messing around with the thing I was doing, I could just go, no, that's not acceptable behaviour. I will not stand for it. Put it down. In terms of behaviour on set, I think it was fine. Obviously, again, you know, this is something I've been talking a lot about, and I'm very aware that other people's behaviour on set is not my problem. It's not my place to comment on. But it is something that has been bothering me. Most people are great. Most people have been amazingly professional and hardworking. So in terms of Wednesday's shoot, it wasn't too bad, to be honest. It was very difficult because obviously it's a working restaurant. So the staff of the Botanist were amazingly generous, so kind. Just let us come in and do whatever we wanted. But also it's a working restaurant and it was open and, you know, people were working and setting up for the day. So it was very loud. I don't know, I reckon we're going to have to ADR a lot of it because there was just a lot of noise. And it was a full cast and crew call as well, like everybody was in on Wednesday, which I don't know if that was necessary, but that was what happened anyway. And for the most part, people were really well behaved, really aware that, you know, we were in somebody else's space and we had to be polite and we had to be professional. There was only one or two that were sort of pushing the limits of that. Because we had such limited time, we had to shoot very quickly, and everyone seemed to be aware of that, apart from our director. But no, to be fair, we got everything that we needed to shoot shot. It got very tense. We did start running out of time, but you know, we managed to pick up the pace and get everything done. And at the end of the day, I think the props ended up looking incredible. Obviously in terms of costume and stuff, it was the same costumes that everyone's always in, so that wasn't a big deal. But I think the props looked incredible, you know, a lot of thought and planning on my end, and a lot of you know, just money and time went into them, and I think they ended up looking really good. I'm really pleased with how that all turned out. Obviously I'm going to talk about this more in my reflector document, but I'm pretty pleased with how I did. I think if I'd been allowed to have, you know, more creative freedom, more design input aesthetically, I could have done a lot more, but within the parameters that I was given, I think I did the best that I could have done. And despite all of the frustrations and whatever personal miscommunications or personality clashes that I may have had, I did enjoy the project. I think the film will turn out well, and I'm just really excited that it's done and that we can move on to the next one, and yeah, I think it's all going to be good. So that has been just business. And now we're on to unnatural selection.